What is up, guys? Python here, back with another episode of Mets Talk, and Nico will be joining me shortly. Just getting this started, rocking it solo for a bit because of the fact that first pitch is within a couple minutes. We don't have much time, and I'm not gonna lie either way. I mean, these 6:40 times and all that are just aggravating me. With Pittsburgh, you have 6:35, 12:35. It's like, what is it with these start times? Can we get to a normal kind of start time? Give me the nice 1:30, 1:40 start time. 7 o'clock or 7:10 start time. Whatever. Just a little rant there. That's the way I prefer it, though, personally. Just easier in terms of my schedule and everything throughout the day. But whatever. Can't control it. It's always been this way when the Mets go to town in Miami for whatever reason. So, yeah, that it is what it is. But we're going to talk about the series that was with the Washington Nationals, as well as talk about the series against the Pittsburgh Pirates. And then we're going to preview as well the series coming up against the Marlins. So before we do that, be sure to leave a like on the video if you do enjoy. Subscribe if you guys are new. And if you're listening to the audio version, be sure to leave us a rating and review. So, yeah, we got a lot to talk about here. So I actually forgot to get the banner ready here, but we're going to start by recapping that national series. So it's unfortunate because we said last episode, Nico and I, that we need to get coming into this 6 game little set here. The Mets really need to find a way to they need to find a way to grab 4 wins here at least, minimum. 3-3 or less, we felt was underwhelming. And sure enough, they went 3-3, which we'll talk about. It's obviously frustrating. So we'll get into all of that. But there is there was some concerns here with this national series. Game one, though, the Mets definitely took care of business. They looked like the Mets that we've seen most of the season, carrying off that series against the Dodgers. They looked like a legit team. However, unfortunately, things didn't go so well towards the end. But we'll talk about game one first, just because that's where we got to start, right? That is where we got to start. So, in terms of game one, the Mets, they kind of, well, to set the stage here, you have David Peterson on the bump versus Josiah Gray. The Mets, I don't know the numbers, but I feel like they're good against Josiah Gray. I'm not sure, but I mean, this game kind of proved that they're good against them. So, yeah, I think that they are good. So, they proved in the second inning. Eduardo Escobar, sorry, I'm just trying to multitask here, get the banners ready as well. But yeah, Eduardo Escobar ended up hitting a 2-run home run off of Jeff McNeil single in the second inning. So Mets got on the board early. You know how I feel. I say it all the time. If the Mets get on the board early, we're feeling good. And to get on the board within the first 2 innings, feeling very good, especially against a Nationals team where they're probably not playing with a lot of confidence. They're struggling. They're just not a good baseball team at the end of the day. There's no way around it. So I figure, so you're feeling good. Lane Thomas, though, ends up getting the run in, not really in a good way. He ends up getting in on a strike him out, throw him out, but there was an error there behind the plate by Tomas Nido, but it didn't matter because the Mets, again, like I said, they took care of business. Tomas Nido gets a sac fly in the fourth. Fifth inning, though, Nationals added another run. Alex Call with a single. Sixth inning, they tie the game. Vargas with an RBI double. You're getting worried. Sixth inning, though, well, never mind. The Mets blow the doors off of that one. Pete Alonso with a home run. Escobar with a sac fly. Nice to see a little Eduardo Escobar action, which we'll talk about him because he has been heating up lately. We have a lot to talk about with Escobar. That's for damn sure. But Nito then with a single, RBI single. Nimmo with an RBI triple. So the Mets go up 7-3. You're feeling good. Bullpen just got to lock this down. The bullpen looked pretty solid in that series against the Dodgers. So you're feeling pretty good. And sure enough, I mean, Peterson gave you a nice outing. He gave you, I believe, 5 2/3 or 5 1/3, something like that. Yeah, 5 1/3. And then Michael Givens came in. And Michael Givens, how about that? An inning and 2/3 from him. And look out. Look out for Michael Givens. He's starting to kind of get into a rhythm here, which is nice. He had nice bit of work there for the Mets. Joely looking good. A lot of hit, but 2 strikeouts for Joely Rodriguez. You're feeling very good about that. Lugo comes in for the 9th inning, scares us a bit, but the Mets end up getting the job done. Easy win. Not much really to say there. They took care of business. They did what they needed to do. Peterson, 5 1/3, only allowing 3 runs, allowed a walk, 6 strikeouts, 8 hits. He definitely was shaky at times. There's no way around it. There's no question. But he gave you what you were expecting. With Peterson on the bump, you expect 5, 6 innings of just some decent baseball. You don't expect him to go in there, pitch shutout innings, allow 1 or 2 runs. You expect them to allow 3 to 4 runs, and your offense is going to have to take care of business. And they did against Josiah Gray and Steve Cishek, nonetheless. Which we know Steve Cishek kind of became an enemy earlier in the year for the Mets. Second game, however, not so great. Not so great. Patrick Corbin versus Max Scherzer. Surely enough, they'll win this one, right? Nope. Nope. And it started in the first inning. Luis Garcia hits a early home run. First pitch that he sees. And you're already getting nervous. You're already getting nervous. But I'm like, all right. Well, the offense took care of business last night. They were able to get to the Dodgers a bit. We know they've been struggling, but they got to the Dodgers a bit. So let's see what they could do. Patrick Corbin's not a good pitcher on the other side. And unfortunately, an Escobar home run. And the list ends there of what you got offensively from this team. So, yeah, the offense looked awful. And then you had even worse news as Max Scherzer left after 5 innings. And we later learned that he ended up having, I think, fatigue on his left side, went on the injured list there. Which the Mets were handling business without Scherzer earlier in the year. They didn't have DeGrom. So in terms of the pitching wise, I'm not too concerned. To me, it's more the lineup, which they heated up in the last 2 games, but is it really them? We'll find out more there. But Tommy Hunter came into the game and he did okay. Allowed a couple hits, but you know what? He got the job done in the 6th inning. Joely got the job done in the 7th. And then unfortunately, Adam Ottavino had an uh-oh. And he allowed a home run to Lane Thomas and a little uh-oh. And I'm not going to get on Ottavino because of the fact that he's been so lights out for us this year. Like I've been saying, you're not going to have these guys go perfect the entire season. It's just unrealistic. You're not going to have perfect outings from these guys. So every once in a while, there's going to be a run allowed here and there. Diaz isn't going to go perfect. Ottavino's not going to go perfect. Nobody in the bullpen is going to go perfect. That's the nature of the beast here. So I'm not going to be mad. Where my concern is either way, the Mets should have scored more runs. And then they threw in the towel, only down by 1 run, which kind of disgusted me too. Adonis Medina comes trotting out of the bullpen, and you just want to throw up when you see it because he just shouldn't be on the team. There's no way around it. He had that save against the Dodgers, and that was about it. And that 9th inning got ugly. An RBI single to Palacios, RBI single to CJ Abrams, to Lane Thomas. And the Mets offense, either way, they wanted to go home after that. Not competitive at bats in the end of that game. And it just is sad to see that the offense couldn't get it going. And with Scherzer injured, you're like, you maybe would have thought there would be some urgency, like, all right, boys, we gotta get some runs here. Gotta get some runs here. and you thought maybe, but I guess instead it drained them, and they were thinking the worst. I don't know, but the offense was non-existent in that game. Pete went 0 for 4 that game. Cannon went 0 for 4. Ruff went 0 for 3. Just was a bad game. And they carried that over into the next game too, losing by the same final score as the last loss, 7-1. Eric Fetty versus Carlos Carrasco. And with Carrasco, this was his rehab start. They figured they'd just throw him into action because of the fact that not a lot of time left in the minor leagues for him to ramp up again or anything. So, all right, you're playing the Nationals. He should be good. But allows a leadoff double to Lane Thomas and then allows an RBI single to Luis Garcia. And early, it's 1-0. First inning, Carrasco. But Jet McNeil in the bottom of the second gets a sac fly. You tie it at 1, and the Mets scored early. So you're feeling decent. But then Carrasco in the third inning allows a RBI single to Keibert Ruiz. Allows a RBI single to Amaldo Vargas. And all of a sudden, it's a 5-1 game. And Trevor Williams has to come into it. And you figured Trevor Williams was going to come in considering he wasn't used the day before. So it was expected. Just unfortunate that was the case, that Carrasco couldn't give you more. And the offense kind of just didn't even care after that. Cesar Hernandez hit a 2-run home run, make it 7-1. And the Mets offense, I mean, they just didn't do anything. They were feeling awful, I guess. Because, yeah, whole lot of nothing. Couple hits here and there. But the top of the order was just not there at all again. Marte went 0 for 4. Lindor went 0 for 4 in the game. Alonso went 0 for 3. It was just a poor game for them. So Nico comes in right as I say that, of course. And I don't have my headphones on, as I just realized. But yeah, we're recapping the last game of the National Series. So that one, of course, sent us to the CVS. No question there. My headphones still aren't on, my God. But yeah, back-to-back games where we were sent to the CVS. The middle of the order did nothing in this game. Carrasco, 1 earned run, but 6 hits allowed, 2 strikeouts, 2 walks. Didn't go the distance at all. So awful performance there for Cookie. And my headphones still aren't working. So talk while I try to fix this thing. That makes more sense. So sorry for the silence there. Nico was muted. It wasn't even me. Nico was muted the entire time. This episode has just been a disaster.
Oh my
Sorry
God,
for
I'm so
the.
sorry.
No, you're good. I should have just acknowledged that, but yeah, sorry there for the silence, everyone. Especially if you're listening to the audio version, that's
Yep.
probably weird. But yeah, what were you saying when you were on mute there about this National Series?
Okay, so sorry for the running late, everybody, but we'll try our best to keep track here now. Well, you mentioned the first 2 games in that series. I'll just recap that real quick. My thoughts. Obviously, the 7-3 victory in game number 1 was nice, where we had who was on the mound again? That one, it was Peterson.
Peterson, yes.
Yeah, he gave us a solid 5 innings and a third, so solid there. Michael Givens was actually pretty good. Joey Rodriguez and Seth Lugo got the job done. The bats were doing good that game. And then the last 2 games of the series were quite similar. We don't really need to talk about that second one. Let's just move on to that third one because they're basically the same game. So, yeah, Carrasco, as we said, went 2 2/3 in this one. So he was not good. He got lit up. We know Carrasco, has those meltdowns in the first, second innings of games early. That's doesn't really come as a shock. And Trevor Williams had to give us 4 innings out of the bullpen. Tommy Hunter a couple. But again, the last 2 games of the series, I mean, you just had no production whatsoever from the Mets hitters, and it was just embarrassing at bats at the plate, to be quite honest. And who are they facing in this game? It was Eric Fetty.
Yep, and then
Just
Corbin the night before. It's like, how do
yeah,
you lose to the worst pitcher in baseball? And the Braves kept winning, and you're
yep.
feeling pretty garbage about yourself because the Mets just can't gain any ground here. But yeah, that National Series was a nightmare. But we have to do it. Try to give a player of the series for that National Series because we have to try.
Oh my
This
God.
is a challenge and a half. To me,
Yeah, you
um,
start this off. I have absolutely no idea.
I wanted to save this guy for the second series, but there's at least more. I have a different guy in mind for the Pittsburgh series, so I'm gonna give love here to Eduardo Escobar, who's been looking a lot better. He had in the first game that home run, 3 RBIs, had a walk, looked good. Second game, got a hit as well, got a walk. One of the few guys that produced that game, and one of the few guys that got a hit in that last game. So I'll give love to Eduardo Escobar.
That's a fair pick. He said, obviously, it's tough here to give a freaking player of the series after getting absolutely demolished by the Washington Nationals. But if I had to pick, McNeil, I guess, went 3 for 4 in the first game. Uh, I'm pretty sure he didn't do much of this 2 other games, but I really just don't know who to give it to.
You're throwing a name in the hat. I mean,
Exactly, it's tough.
on the pitching side, I'll give love to Michael Givens, who was good in an inning and 2/3 of
Yep,
work in the first game.
I agree.
So yeah, but now we'll move on to the next series. We will recap the series against the Pirates, which didn't start off great. That sent us to the CVS.
Oh
I
my
mean,
God, this
that
was our
was
this was like a quite the streak for the CVS outings here.
oh yeah, it was quite the CVS outing streak. The employees were sick of seeing us, but Uh, yeah, and like I said it at the beginning of the episode that remember when we said if they went 3-3 or worse, it would be bad. Yeah.
Oh,
Well, how about
oh,
that?
we're here. I mean, thank God at least we'll get to it, but winning those 2 games against the Pirates, the doubleheader, because if they did not win both those games, we would be a lot more fuming right now. But I mean, still overall, it was a little disappointing.
Oh, we would be losing it if that was the case. But
Oh
yeah, the
yeah,
first game rained out, even though there was no rain. But whatever. And I was hoping the Mets would benefit from an off day, but that did
and
not end up being the case at all. And
Marte seemed like he was just enjoying a nice afternoon. Nothing to worry about. He was.
oh,
I don't know if you
then
saw that
he
picture.
Yep, and then he exited this game, so he's gonna have more time
Ah,
to take
yep.
pictures like that because
Yep.
he's injured, not in the lineup again tonight, unfortunately, which we'll talk
Yeah.
about that Marlin series soon. But with this game, Taiwan Walker pitching in PNC Park, it gives you PTSD a bit. But yeah, so for this game, where do we begin? I mean, Marte getting hit by the pitch sucked, and then Lindor got a single, and stop me if you heard this one before, but Pete Alonso hit into a double play. Uh,
Yep.
and second inning, the Mets allow a run. Michael Chavis, of all people, with a sacrifice fly. Third inning, Naquin gets a single. Lindor walks. And what does Pete Alonso do with 2 guys on base?
The
I want you to
classic.
I want you to take your time to think about this if you're listening. Try to think about this one.
It's a tough one. It's a tough one. We applaud you if you can get this one.
Yes. It's not easy. Oh yeah, he hit into a double play. That's what
Ah,
he did.
yep.
Yeah, and then the fifth inning, you had more Taiwan Walker uh-ohs. O'Neal Cruz gets a double, and O'Neal Cruz is just
I think bottom of the third, we had the catcher homer. If you forgot to mention,
oh yeah, forgot
2 run
to mention
homer.
Rodolfo Castro, yeah, hitting the
Yep,
home run. Yes.
he was
Uh
going crazy against us. We
my
have
favorite
some
player.
nightmares against him. Yeah.
Yeah, and Brian Reynolds with an RBI single made it 4-0. Taiwan Walker did not have it. He was hanging that slider over the plate like crazy. He had no control at all. But then Brandon Nimmo in the seventh inning gave you some hope.
Mm-hmm.
James McCann with a hit, and Brandon Nimmo gets a 2-run home run. We're feeling good. We're feeling like they can maybe come back and win this game. But then the eighth inning happens.
Oh
And
boy. Oh boy.
I would love to know why Bryce Montes de Oca was in this game, but he was. I think it's because of the fact they had a double header the next day, so they left him in, tried to get more work out of him. But I mean, again, throwing in the towel,
Yeah.
which is something that killed the Mets against the Nationals in that game, where it was just a 2-1 game. Throwing in the towel here, and then sure enough, delay with a single makes it 6-2. O'Neal Cruz, of course, gets a home run, makes it 8-2. And Tommy Hunter let that one up. So yeah, the bullpen not good, and the lineup awful.
Yep. The lineup was really struggling in these three games, to say the least. And then, as you said about Buck, I don't know about those decisions where, in kind of close games against bad teams, he's bringing in people out of the bullpen that we don't typically see, kind of just waving in the towel or the white flag, I should say. Um, yeah, we had Montes de Oca. He was brutal. He got lit up in that eighth inning. And yeah, I don't know. Definitely questionable decision making. As you said, the doubleheader definitely probably had to do with it. But I mean, come on. There was still a chance in this game, and then it just got all blown up in that eighth.
Yeah, it was just a nightmare. And in terms of positives to take away from that game, Michael Givens with 3 strikeouts.
James
Again,
McCann,
Michael
two
Givens.
hits. Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
Michael
James McCann.
Givens.
Escobar
He,
carrying over Naquin with a hit.
mm-hmm.
And the Mets kind of carried that over. And this is where we got to give Buck a round of applause, because he acknowledged the fact that they were not hitting and that he had to make change. And I don't know if it was that or the fact that Marte was hurt. I'd like to think it was the fact that he wanted to make a change, but we'll wait and see what happens there. But Pete Alonso goes into the 2-hole. Instead, Jeff McNeil hitting cleanup. Hallelujah is all I could say to that one, because Pete Alonso actually was productive there. And of course, I couldn't watch. I didn't see one run of this game, also, because of course I couldn't
Wow.
watch this game. But did you watch any of this?
I did. I saw the first inning where, we got to them early with the early run on the board from the Nemo single. Pete Alonso hitting a double down the line. Finally starting to produce here. I mean, we've seen him just go in these slumps. So that was big to get from him in the 2-hole now. And then we got the sac fly from McNeil, which put us on the board early. Then it was a quiet couple innings, and then they had a very good fourth inning, putting up 4.
Yeah, if only I saw it. But they had to make
Maybe
a
you're
smart.
bad luck.
I thought that, but then the next game happened. But Tyler
Yeah,
Naquin
true.
ended up hitting a home run. Thank you, thank you,
Round
thank
of
you, thank you,
applause.
thank you, thank you. Eduardo Escobar hit a home run. Thank you for starting the comeback. This is what we need from Eduardo Escobar all season long, and he's finally actually producing, and it's nice to see. And at Bassett, though, he was just cruising through this one. First inning, 2 strikeouts, and I'm pretty sure he struck out the side at one point too. It was the fifth inning, I believe, where he struck out the side, which I saw that one. So yeah, I don't know necessarily if I'm
That's
bad
good.
luck. But I didn't see it. But if we did base this on what the score was, or in terms of how many runs were scored from when I watched this game, Pirates won this game 1-0, because you get an RBI single from Hyman. Sure, I don't even know who he is, but he ends up getting a RBI single. But overall, the Mets bullpen shut it down. Bassett gave you a great outing. Lugo, though, comes in 2 innings. And nice to see him get 2 innings, because save your bullpen for the night game. But Bassett, 7 innings pitched, 10 strikeouts, 1 earned run, 5 hits allowed, 1 walk. Really great game for Chris Bassett. Was happy what I saw. Lugo did a pretty solid job as well. But the offense, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Finally, the offense comes alive a little bit, scoring 5 runs. You just need your top guys to produce, and they got it in this one with Nemo and Alonso getting a couple hits apiece. At the bottom of the order hitting Naquin, Escobar. If Escobar and Naquin could be just competent hitters, I mean, Naquin's not, I'm sure, obviously, when Marte comes back, he's not going to be seeing much of the field down the road here. But Escobar is really someone the Mets need here in the bottom of the order to get a couple hits, maybe hit a home run here and there. And I mean, yeah, hopefully, obviously with the Beatty news, Escobar is going to kind of probably be the third baseman here the rest of the season. I don't think they'll throw Beatty into the playoffs. So yeah, I'm happy with what I saw with hitting in this one. And Bassett has just been amazing as a recent, going a lot of innings. And then you had Lugo who shut the door quite well with the 2 innings he pitched.
Yep, and that was what we thought would probably be the best game of the series because the night game, DeGrom pitching, it we were saying before it reeks of a 2-1 loss, but
Yes.
but they scored enough to make a grown man cry because that second inning they absolutely exploded offensively. The first inning scared me. I seeing 2 strikeouts and I was like, yeah, it's going to be this night, isn't it? But the second inning, with 2 outs, they ended up producing some runs. Canna with a walk, Escobar with a single, McCann with a walk. They load the bases. Nimmo gets in on a walk. Then they score on a wild pitch. Alonso, how about you get a walk? Lindor with an RBI double. And then you're up 4-0, and DeGrom you just have to sit back because you know DeGrom is going to give you a very solid outing. And if you score 4 for DeGrom, you're pretty much in the driver's seat the rest of the way unless the bullpen decides to just completely be catastrophic. So, yeah, you were feeling comfortable, and then the Mets added insurance. You have Lindor getting another RBI double, making it 5-0. McNeil getting an RBI single, making it 7-0. It was just a beautiful sight. DeGrom was just cruising along, like I said, and it was nice seeing the Mets being able to get some guys off their feet. We got to see a Gore at bat. That's something that excited
Oh
me.
yeah, for sure.
Went
Unfortunately, he
3 for
struck
5.
out, but we like to see it.
Yeah, we love to see it. We love to see some Terrence Gore action, but Naquin also RBI double, Escobar RBI single. Again, those two producing. Likens your lineup. Vogie with an RBI single also, who has been struggling. So good to see him get a hit. But 8 for 18 with runners in scoring position.
Oh my God, we
Hallelujah.
we do not see
Hallelujah.
that too often. Holy cow! I mean, that's
Yeah.
nuts. You don't see that from the New York Mets.
Not as of lately, but hopefully this continues. Lindor going 2 for 3, Alonso going 2 for 3. He's liking that 2 hole, I guess. McNeil hitting cleanup, known cleanup hitter. Jeff McNeil, 3 for 5. He's looking good there. I don't know, but Escobar is the real deal in this one. 4 for 5.
Oh my God, Escobar, man, he's been something special as of recent. I mean, knock on wood, he doesn't start to collapse here again. But
Like
I
us in
mean,
the
he's been look.
CVS.
Yeah, exactly. So if Escobar could just keep it up, man, give me 1, 2 hits a game, I would love that. Obviously, you have your days you're off, but he's just got to be somewhat like just productive for the Mets in some way. You need everyone here down the stretch to be hitting, and you can't leave him behind and just with bad at bats. So he's really I've been proud of what he's been doing lately.
Yeah, and Naquin too, going 2 for 4. Someone that I've been just absolutely bashing nonstop. Nice to see him shut me up. But just to quickly cruise through this one because we got limited time here. DeGrom, 7 innings pitched, allowed 3 hits, 8 strikeouts, 1 walk. Yeah, and this was considered an off day for Jacob DeGrom. So
Uh, yeah, Loki was honestly
he wasn't throwing 100 because he didn't get double digit strikeouts.
yeah, that's the standards you got to hold with a guy like Jacob Degrom, which is something else. But 7 innings, 0 runs. I mean, he's a machine, absolute
And
machine.
I don't care anymore about the health. The debate's over. If there ever was a debate, DeGrom is the best pitcher. It doesn't not matter if he's not healthy, because when he is, it's it's impossible for anyone to be better. But Ottavino had a bounce back game. Claudio, Met legend now. Like to see him get some work. MLB The Show legend as well. But uh, I if I had one gripe with this game, I would have liked to have seen Diaz come in just because of the fact he had an off day and he has a pitch in the week. So I'm a little worried next save opportunity.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I don't care because the Mets actually won the series. Unfortunately, though, those stupid Braves just don't stop losing. So no ground game, but we're up half a game
Don't
heading
stop
into the
winning.
night.
You said don't stop losing the Braves. They
Oh,
don't stop winning.
yeah, don't stop winning.
They do
God.
far from losing.
And I called the Braves stupid. Stupid me. No, the Braves are stupid also, but yeah, they can't stop
Yeah.
winning. The A's can't stop losing, is what I should say.
Yes.
But
They almost got us to believe they were going to win a few of those games too, and then just for it all to fall apart.
yeah, they blue balls to us like the Mets like to do a couple times. But yeah, Mets won the series, so we're feeling good. And who is your player of the series? I'll let you start this one off, and please do not steal mine.
I know who yours is going to be, so I'll not go the path of stealing your player once again.
You could steal
But
him if you feel you need to.
I'm gonna go. I'm going Pete Alonso. This might be an interesting pick, but I think I like what I saw a lot. Those two games in the doubleheader, him in the two spot, maybe gave him a little bit of boost, and he got a couple big hits and got the Mets kind of rolling. And then just from there, they didn't stop, kept their foot on the gas pedal, and took big victories. So I think hopefully Alonso can carry this over now against these weak teams and just start getting into a groove again.
Yeah, I think that's a fair pick, but mine has to be Tyler Naquin. He definitely rebounded from what has been just a tragic performance from him as of lately and filled in for Starling Marte and just did it like there wasn't even a difference between the guys because of how good Naquin was going. What was it, 1 for 3 in that first game, going 2 for 4 in the second game, and then he ended up going 2 for 4 in the last game. It has to be Tyler Naquin. He definitely was a lot better and looked like the guy that we picked up within the first week of the deadline. And if I had to give love to a pitcher, Bassett all the way.
Oh yeah, for sure. I thought you were gonna actually go Escobar with the player of the series, but you used him the last time for the
Yeah, that's
Washington.
why I was gonna go different. That's why I had to give him credit there because I wanted to go Naquin
Yeah,
for
that's
this
totally
one.
fair.
But
Totally
Escobar,
fair.
you could go for player of the week. You could go
That's true.
Escobar player of the week altogether because
Absolutely, he's been tearing it up.
100%. And hopefully he carries that over. But now we will answer some questions, go rapid fire with this, preview the Marlin series, and go watch the game because thank you for a 6:40 start instead of 7 o'clock. But
Yeah, I didn't even realize that. So
that's the only reason why I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna rush through this because for
yeah,
whatever
I
reason we're
didn't know
getting
the game was
unlucky.
6:40. That's weird.
Yeah,
So
them and the
definitely got to catch
Pirates.
that.
Like,
Yeah,
what
the
is with
Pirates
these?
too.
You're not on Central Time. Let's just stop.
Exactly.
You're even if you were like, it's not 5 o'clock games. Why?
Yeah,
But
exactly.
should Pete stay in the 2 hole? And if so, where should Marte go when he comes back?
Um, I think he should for now, just because these last couple of games he's shown he's been hitting. Then you have Nimmo at the 1, Lindor 3. Do you, I go Marte at the 5? I would say bump down Vogie in the DH. Yeah, I would keep him in the 2 hole. And I would put Marte right behind McNeil at the 5, in my opinion.
That's fair. The route I would go personally, I would put Marte in the leadoff spot. I'd go Pete 2, Lindor 3, McNeil 4, Canna 5. I'd move Nimmo down. Honestly, I don't know where in the order I'd put him, but I'd move Nimmo down. I don't think he's been that great lately, and I don't think he should be leading off. When we signed Marte, I thought he was going to be the leadoff hitter, and I feel like that should be the way that it is. But uh, I don't think they're going to do that. I'm just hoping that they don't go back to what they had before. If Pete's feeling it in the 2 hole, then just leave him in that spot.
Absolutely, yeah. Then it's definitely fair to have Marte in the leadoff spot. It's tough because you have two solid leadoff guys overall, Nimmo and Marte, and
My
there's
problem
Pete
though with
likes the
Nimmo is
two.
he doesn't steal bases. Like, how
He
are you a
doesn't.
leadoff hitter that doesn't steal bases?
Yeah, Marte definitely is better for that aspect. Nimmo, disappointing for sure. He has not been stealing bases. I can't even remember like years prior. Like, was he stealing bases?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know what's going on this year, but yeah, it's kind of tough if Alonso really likes that two spot. You're gonna have to do some maneuvering in the lineup when Marte comes back.
Yeah, I mean, a hot take with Nimmo. I think that the Mets should let him walk in the offseason, but that's something we'll talk about later on.
For
Uh,
sure.
but next question, is this the real Tyler Naquin? Or is
I
this
hate
just
to
him playing the
say,
Pirates?
I hate to say, but I think it's him playing the Pirates. I hate to say that I do, but I don't know. I just don't think Tyler Naquin's a great player. Like he was really only great for the Mets in this series.
And against
Every
the
other
Reds.
time, yep, against the Reds, former team. Uh but yeah, I don't know. I think Naquin as a whole has just not looked good for the Mets, and I don't think he'll be seeing the lineup really down the road here once Marte's healthy, as I said. But hopefully, it could be like a useful bat off the bench if we ever need it. So I just don't
Um,
think so, though.
if you've been listening, you know my answer. The answer is, of course, not. And listen, I'm sure Naquin's a great guy. I'm sure he's a great guy. I'm
Yes,
sure he's
absolutely.
a nice guy. But when it comes to him playing every day, no, no, no.
Absolutely
So
not.
we're moving on. I'm not even wasting time. What should the Mets do when Guillorme comes back since you have Escobar heating up?
Ooh, I mean,
I have an opinion on this one.
yeah, go for it first. Lead us off.
Uh, to me, I would have Escobar DH, and I would have Naquin, Ruff, and Vogie take a seat in the dugout and let them watch from the top of the steps, and I'd let it ride out that way. That's the way I'd go about it because those guys have just not been producing at all. I know Naquin just had a good series, but I still wouldn't. I still don't trust him enough. I think it was just him playing the Pirates, like we said. So I would go that route, but I doubt they're going to.
Yeah, that's interesting. I could get behind that honestly. Vogelback has looked terrible recently. The guy looks for a walk. I feel like every time he's up there. I don't know if that's just me, but
I agree.
he's looking at pitches right down the middle, and then when he gets himself in a count with two strikes, he swings at a terrible pitch. So I definitely have not liked what I've been seeing from Vogelback lately. So I would love that idea, but I do agree that they won't do that. They'll just send Guillorme as a bench bat.
Which I think would be the wrong decision. The only good thing, I guess, is you're going to have someone that could get Lindor off of his feet. So we might see a couple of times where you have that kind of combination and they get Lindor uh, off of his feet a bit there, let him DH, and then have Guillorme play short, Escobar at third. But yeah, now we'll move on to the Marlin series, which starts in 10 minutes. So you'll be seeing this after probably one of the games because I doubt you're going to be listening to this. Because if you're listening to a Mets podcast, you're a diehard fan, you're watching every pitch. So you're going to listen to this after the game.
Absolutely.
But Peterson on the bump versus who?
Cabrera, is it?
Edward Cabrera. Yes, I am
And
not
he'll be the
sure.
show legend there as well.
I didn't even know that, but yeah, Mets for their lineup tonight. Oh, well, they took Pete Alonso out of the 2-hole, so we answered that question for nothing. Why
Oh,
did they do
no
that?
way.
No idea.
Oh my God! They put Lindor in the 2-hole, McNeil 3, Alonso 4, and Aikman 5. Whoa, this is interesting to say the least. This is news to us.
I don't like this.
Oh boy. Well, we'll see how it
Um,
goes.
okay. I'm not gonna rant. I'm not gonna get mad. Yeah.
Save that for when they're probably gonna get killed tonight, but that's a different discussion.
please just win. If they lose this game, though, I'll go into the rant that I was about to though about this.
Yeah, in the post
But
game for
I
sure.
mean, just to quickly give a preview, I guess, of the rant. But uh, how do you just all of a sudden move Pete out of the 2-0 when one he's been playing good baseball there, and then how do you move McNeil out of the cleanup spot, and then Tyler Naquin has one good series, and you throw him fifth in the order?
Yep.
All right,
Makes no
sure,
sense.
sure.
Does not make sense.
Carrasco versus Lopez for the second game.
2-2.
Carrasco needs to be better. Simple as that. There's no way around it. And Walker versus Luzardo. If we're looking at the pitching matchups, you're not facing Alcantara, but I'm terrified still.
Yeah,
I'm not feeling good.
Like, watch the next time we come on here. We're gonna be talking about the freaking Braves storming into first place, sweeping the Mariners, and then we lose to the Marlins. But let's just hope that isn't the case. We got these pitching matchup advantages. Just hit, and we should be fine. And
I'm not feeling good about
hopefully
the
we could
pitching in
extend this
some
week.
of the games. I'm not going to lie.
I mean, yeah,
Luzardo's been
Cabrera is
good.
good.
Walker
Yeah.
needs to be better than he was last time. And we need to stop second half Walker. I'm tired of seeing on Twitter, Walker, please go out there and shut everyone up. Please.
Yeah.
I'm begging you. Don't make me jump on that ship too. But yeah, I'm interested to see how they play this. Please score some runs too tonight. That would be nice.
Great.
Keep the offense going. But yeah, sorry for making this a shorter episode. Just what happens when the Miami Marlins decide to schedule a 6:40 game versus a 7:00 game.
Ridiculous.
Otherwise, we wouldn't have had problems here because we have lives outside of this thing. So, this was just the only time we had, and thank you, Marlins.
We'll make sure the next one's spot on.
Yeah, which we will be doing a recap after this series. We'll probably do one after every series from here on out, especially with a couple of off days incoming. But yeah, we'll do that. So yeah, although the only thing is, I was gonna say we'll go to a couple games, but not the 14th because Islander night at Citi Field.
Oh my God, I'll puke when I see that, man. Like, are they going to show it on TV? I mean, I absolutely won't be in the building, but I'm going to see it all over Twitter.
If I go, I'm going in my Ranger jersey. I don't even care.
That would be, that's a good idea, actually.
I'm flexing off the tat. Like,
that is a very good idea. I might do that, dude.
That might be the move. We'll definitely talk about that off of the show.
Absolutely. Maybe we can record it too, just freaking walk around our Rangers and get some reactions. Hopefully rattle up some Islander fans. That would be great.
That'd be great. Hopefully see some of the Islander players that might be in attendance for the game and let them know.
Let them know who runs New York.
Let them know who runs the show here. Sorry if anyone listening to us is an Islander fan. But,
there's a lot of Mets Islander fans, so we probably offended some people.
I'm sorry, but the Rangers run the show in New York. But that's a conversation for another time on the Rangers Talk podcast. But what are you expecting in terms of the series? Like, how many wins you're feeling?
I'm feeling a 2-1, just like the Pirates. I think we take today. We take tomorrow. I think we're going to lose that last game of the series, Walker versus Luzardo, unfortunately. But overall, I think we'll grab 2 in this series. I think we'll hit well those first games and then, just get the typical, those 3 games, the 2 against the Nats, 1 against the Pirates. I think we'll have in game number 3. But I just pray over there in Seattle they can take care of business, win a couple games for us. I think it's a 3-game series. So if they can
yes.
Yeah, if they can go 2-1 against the Braves and we go 2-1, we do gain a game at the end of the day. So I would be more than happy with that.
I'm gonna say, I don't know how I'm feeling. I'll probably say 2 out of 3. Also, I was thinking of maybe saying sweep, but I'm gonna keep it safe. I'm gonna go 2 out of 3. Hate to be boring, but I think they're gonna win game 1, lose game 2, win game 3 because that's what this team has done all year. So I'll let the pattern continue there, or they might end up just losing tonight and then winning the next 2 because they'll let the Braves then win tonight, let us have a heart attack for the division being tied again. And yeah,
Yeah.
uh, that could totally happen. I don't know that, but I think 2 out of 3. I'll go with that. But do you have any final thoughts before we close things out?
Um, I mean, let's just hope for the best here in this Mets series. I mean, this division is really coming down to the wire, and unfortunately, we were talking about it how that Braves series. Hopefully, we don't need it to count for anything at the end of the year. But yeah, it's kind of looking like it's going to be counting a lot that series at the end, which is going to be stressful. But let's hope the Mets can gain some ground these next couple weeks, get it back to 3-4 games. Just pray for the best.
Yeah, agree with everything you said. They need to really win the series and get control here. I'd just like a sweep against a bad team, though. Like, please sweep for the love of
Oh,
God. Like, make our life easier. That'd be nice. Let us come on here going crazy, going wild over a win. But uh, I certainly have my doubts. But we're gonna end things now. Game starts within 2 minutes.
2 minutes, just
If
on
you're
time.
if you're listening to this or watch it, you probably, like I said, saw it after the first Marlins game. So hopefully for my post game video, I'll get to be happy and talk about a win and not lose my mind about a loss. But that is going to be it for us. Thank you so much for watching. If you did on YouTube, leave a like and subscribe. If you're listening to the audio version, give us a review and all of that. Thank you so much for listening. We will see you guys in the next one.